Coulomb's law. There are two charges of same type Q1 and Q2. They are separated by a distance of r. They experiences a force F1 and F2. They repulse each other, they are in the opposite direction. Let us first consider these forces are in different magnitude. Suppose there are two charges of opposite sign, then what would happen? They attract each other with the force F1 and F2. Let us still consider these two forces are having different magnitude. Later we will be proving these two forces are equal in magnitude and opposite in direction. Right. Coulomb found a relation among these electrostatic force, the distance between the charge and the magnitude of the charge in a formula. So, according to his formula, according to Coulomb's law, the force between the two stationary charges is directly proportional to the product of the two charges, F proportional to Q1 and Q2. Then, second part, the F, the electrostatic force repulsion or attraction between the two forces, two charges, is inversely proportional to the square of the distance between them. More is the distance, less will be the force. Then third one, the force depends upon the medium between the two charges. It is not the case for gravitational force. In the case of gravitational force, the force between the two masses does not depend upon the intervening medium. That is why the capital G is called universal constant. But here we will be using a constant K that depends upon the medium. Let us read the formula. F1 magnitude equals F2 magnitude equals K times the magnitude of Q1 Q2 by R square is the Coulomb's law. Let us read. The force of interaction between two stationary point charges in vacuum is directly proportional to the product of the charges and inversely proportional to the square of the distance between them. So the formula says F equals K times the magnitude of Q1 Q2 by R square. The constant K is not a constant, it depends upon the medium. So let us know about that. The K value is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught, that is equal to 9 into 10 power 9 Newton meter square Coulomb inverse. Here that epsilon naught is nothing but the permittivity of the free space or vacuum. That means how far the free space allows the electric lines of force to pass through them. So epsilon naught value is 8.85 into 10 power minus 12 Coulomb square Newton meter power minus 2. So epsilon naught is called permittivity of free space that decides how far the medium permits these electric lines of force. The Coulomb force acts along the straight line connecting the points of location of the charges. It is a central and spherical symmetry. Let us learn the Coulomb force in vector form. Coulomb's law, the Coulomb force between two point charges Q1, Q2, located at a position vector R1 vector and R2 vector, is represented here. Q1 is having a position vector R1 vector, then charge Q2 is having a position vector R2 vector. Now we need to know what is the displacement or distance between Q2 and Q1. So that is given by a vector starts from Q2 to Q1. This is represented by R21 vector. This is represented by R21 vector. Here you have a triangle in that R2, R21 are in the same direction. They are the adjacent side of the triangle and R1 is the closing side of the triangle. So we can say that R1 vector, according to triangular law of vector addition, R1 vector can be written as the sum of R2 vector plus R21 vector, R21 vector. Now we need to know what is R21 vector. R21 vector. R21 vector can be written as R1 vector minus R2 vector. So R21 vector equals R1 vector minus R2 vector. Now the force on Q1 due to Q2 is along the direction of R21 vector. Right. It is represented by F12 vector. The force on Q1 by Q2 is F12 vector equals 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 Q2 by R21 square R21 cap. Here the R21 cap is called the unit vector along. It is a unit vector along the unit vector. It is a unit vector. R21 cap is the unit vector along R21 vector. So let us go for the next one. The force on Q2 due to Q1, that will be in the direction of R12 vector. R12 vector equals R21 vector minus R41 vector. So this is represented by F21 vector. So let me write F21 vector equals 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 Q2 by R12 square R12 cap. R12 cap is a unit vector along R12 vector. So we very well know that R21 cap equals minus R12 cap. They are equal in magnitude and opposite in direction. Therefore, we can say that the forces F12 vector equals minus F21 vector. That means these two forces are equal in magnitude and opposite in direction. So it obeys Newton's third law. So Coulomb force is a action and reaction pair forces. Thank you, children.